What's so special at Wager Talk that only happens twice per year? It's the Wager Talk $199 30-day all-access special. Why is this $199 special even bigger? This $199 special starts Sunday, August 15th throughout Monday, September 13th, but by signing up now, you'll receive every play through Sunday, August 15th as a free bonus. Does this $199 package include football? Yes, of course it does. As with every all-access package, you receive every play that your favorite capper releases. That includes the NFL preseason, college football through week 2, NFL week 1, MLB action, plus any CFL, KBO, soccer, UFC, or golf that your favorite handicapper releases. Every play, every sport, all for 30 days and all for just $199. If you have never tried a 30-day all-access package at under $7 per day, including football, what are you waiting for?
All right, guys, happy Thursday to you. Welcome in to First Pitch, powered by WagerTalk.com. As plenty of MLB going on, mostly in the afternoon slate of games, but there are a few late games coming up here tonight that we will cover for you. And, of course, we'll do it with two of the single most profitable handicappers you will find at WagerTalk.com. Dave Cokin in the house, as well as Marco D'Angelo here for you guys. And Marco, let me start with you, my man. It's always a pleasure to see you. The profits continue to roll for you. I know college football, NFL just around the corner, but still plenty of opportunities to profit in baseball here.
Yeah, I'm going to be sad to see the baseball season go, Joe. It's been quite the season for us, especially the second half of the season. Since the All-Star break, we've just been killing it and looking to continue to do that. Small card tonight, but a couple good games. So interested in breaking this one down with my esteemed colleague, Mr. Dave Cokin.
Ooh, flattery right off the bat, Cokin. Unbelievable there. Talk to us here, Dave. I know you got you're excited. College just around the corner. College football, of course, just around the corner. But baseball continues to be a very profitable sport for you this year.
Yeah, number 2 overall at Wager Talk in baseball this season, right around 50 units ahead, so I'm pretty happy with that. College football is underway for me. I put up my first play this morning and also a free selection. So there's 2 games that I've already bet. They're available now, and just point out, number 1 all-time college football at Wager Talk in both profits and winning percentage. So it's really the sport where I've made my name over the past 5 decades. And I don't expect anything to change. I have a definite philosophy that I really do adhere to strictly in college football. It works for me and worked again last year, and I think it'll work again this year. So check it out. The college football packages are now up. You get my NFL along with that. I don't do as much NFL, and I'm not as good in the NFL, but I did have a decent season last year. So good time to hook in and get locked in. And, of course, there's still some baseball to go this season. Hopefully I won't have a lot of plays down the stretch because my volume is never that heavy in baseball to begin with, and there's not a whole lot of value late in the season. But we'll have good spots here and there, and hopefully we'll make some money for everybody.
All right, good stuff here, guys. I would encourage you to head over to WagerTalk.com right now. Visit Marco's page as well as Dave's page. You told you opportunities galore here coming up. A lot of sports getting ready to unload here with football, baseball. Before we know it, the NBA, college hoops will be back. So let's enjoy it while we can. Let the profits continue to roll. Head over to WagerTalk.com, and we'll head over to the first game we'll take a look at here tonight. The Cincinnati Reds taking on the Miami Marlins here in this game. And despite a couple of back-to-back losses to the Cubs, you know, the Reds are still in this thing. Just a game and a half by the Padres there, Marco, for that second wild card spot. So they can ill afford to continue to lose games to the Cubs or, in this fact, to the Marlins here tonight, can't they?
Oh, absolutely, Joe. Losing 2 games to the Cubs, as bad as the Cubs were playing, not a good sign. Even worse sign is the fact that they scored just one run in the last two losses. That's not something you want to see with the team struggling to score runs. But that should end tonight when they face Miami, because the Miami pitching staff has been very generous of late. In fact, in 8 of their last 12 games, Miami pitching has allowed 6 runs or more. You got Cincinnati sending Luis Castillo to the mound. He's coming off a strong outing in his last game, went into the 7th inning, allowed just 3 runs in that game against the Phillies, a team that's been playing pretty good baseball. So look for him to continue that. He did have a bad game the start before that at Cleveland, where he absolutely got rocked and gave up 8 runs. That's the thing with Castillo. He's either really good or he'll give you that outing that you just scratch your head that he did at Cleveland. But for the most part, he's been good. His ERA at home, 3.72 on the season, 12 starts. Whip a little bit high at home and on the season, 1.40 for the whip. Don't like to see it quite that high. So his problem over the years has been control, where he gives a little bit too many free passes. But Miami's not a team that's scoring a ton of runs. Only one way to play this one, and it's a little bit higher than my parameters, so I can't do it, is you got to look to do this in a run line. I want no part of the Cincinnati bullpen. I do not trust this bullpen at all. So anytime I'm looking at a Cincinnati Reds play, it's going to be a first 5-inning wager, and you can lay a half a run. You'll be laying in the neighborhood of -160 to -165. That's too high for me on a first 5-inning wager. So it's going to be a pass for me tonight on this one. But I do lean, if you have to play it, Cincinnati minus the half run.
Been a pretty profitable season once again, Dave. 58% to the over at the Great American Ballpark. A bit of a hitter-friendly park. I don't know if that's going to help the Marlins here tonight, though. How you looking at it?
Well, Castillo, not bad last start. Terrible to start before. He's had an interesting season. He started off horribly, just couldn't command anything, and it was pretty ugly. Got himself back on track and pitched really well for an extended period of time. But now he does seem to me to be going in the other direction to some extent. So I'm not real enthused about Castillo here. I don't know who Miami's starting. It looks like a bullpen game for them. You'd think the Reds will score some runs against whatever Miami puts out there. So if I were going to play the game, and I didn't play anything in baseball today, I wish I really should have played the Angels-Tigers over in the first 5. I mean, Manning's not much, and Quintana's a disaster. But I didn't pull the trigger, so hindsight's always 100%. If I were going to play this game, I would go with the over. I think the Marlins will get something done against Castillo, and you would think the Reds will have a good night against what they're facing for Miami.
Totals 8.5 floating around there, guys. That's going to be 7:10 Eastern time tonight. First pitch there for the Marlins, taking on the Cincinnati Reds. We'll head over to Busch Stadium here to see if there's any pulse left in this St. Louis Cardinals team, who they got to feel good. They're sending out John Lester to take on Brandon Woodruff here, Marco. And, boy, what a difference a couple of weeks makes. The Brewers are not the Royals, nor are they the Pirates. Your Pirates, in fact. But I think St. Louis has figured that out. Now they got to handle Woodruff. What do you think their chances of getting a win here are?
Well, you know what? Yeah, it's a great point that that winning streak got back on track against the Pirates and the Cubs. No surprise there. But you know what's a great equalizer, Joe, is starting pitching. And Milwaukee's got some of the best starting pitching in the majors. And you look at that 1-2 punch that they have with Burns and Woodruff. You're talking about Woodruff here. This is a guy in 23 starts. Think about this, 23 starts. 21 of them have been 3 runs or less. That in itself is very impressive. But then I'm going to take it a step further. 15 of those 21 starts, he gave up 0 or 1 earned run. You got that kind of pitching, and you got a 1-2 punch at the start of your rotation for a series. this is going to be a tough team to get them out of the playoffs. We know the Dodgers, are the favorite. We know San Francisco's played well, and obviously San Diego's still a factor. But I'll tell you what, when you got good starting pitching and one of the better bullpens in baseball, Milwaukee might be worth a little futures market here, because the Dodgers definitely, you're getting the money because of last year and, of course, the big name starting pitchers. I like Milwaukee in this one against John Lester. Lester was a trade deadline signing for St. Louis. He did have one good outing for him, but I just don't trust him. His season numbers have not been that great. The only thing does have going for him, as good as Milwaukee's been this year, they're only a couple games over 500 against lefties. So if there's one flaw in the Milwaukee team, you could say, hey, they're not as dominant against lefties. But I'm going to look at this one for a first 5-inning wager. I've had great success this year with the first 5 innings. And I'll tell you, Milwaukee is one of those teams that I don't have a problem going a full 9 innings with because of that bullpen. And in this instance, I think there's a much bigger advantage first 5 taking Woodruff versus Lester. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and lay the half a run. We're looking at a number here of around $1.40 with that first 5-inning wager. I can live with that. I'll go ahead and take Milwaukee minus the half a run.
Last time Woodruff faced these Cardinals, May 12th, 1 run just in 7 2/3 innings. Dave, if it was 5 years ago, I bet you Lester's the favorite in this game, but this ain't 5 years ago, my friend. So what do you think we're going to see here?
No, you'd expect Woodruff to pitch well. He's been great on the road all season. His road OPS is 442, which, short sample, that would be good. We're almost into September, and it's 442. That is just amazing. He's been one of the best pitchers in the league, and, I don't think the Cardinals are likely to have much success against him. Marco mentioned the Brewers don't hit lefties as well. I think Lester will be fired up for this. So I can't back Lester because he's just by far the second best pitcher here. The price is too steep for me, even in the first 5. My cutoff is basically 130 on a half run. I won't go higher than that. And, I got rules and I stick with them. I'd look at the first 5 under if I had to make a bet of the game. Again, I want to stress I'm not playing anything in baseball today. So this is not a recommended wager. But if you're looking for action, I think Lester's got a chance to do well here. I expect Woodruff to very much limit the Cardinals. So first 5 under would be my lean in this game.
All right, looking first 5 under in that. That's Cards, guys, and the Brewers here tonight, 7:45 Eastern time, first pitch at Busch Stadium. We're going to keep heading out west, though, and take a look at this Dodgers-Mets game here. Walker is listed for the Mets. I have not seen anybody for the Dodgers just yet, but question is, Marco, does it really make much of a difference here, right? Timing is everything, and the Mets, ever since the All-Star break, not been going well here. Dodgers continuing to roll. Talk to me here about this Mets team tonight and their chances, regardless of who pitches.
Yeah, well, their chances are not good. Obviously, the Mets are in a little bit of a slide right now, but that slide is because of, look at the schedule, Joe. You just come off playing the Dodgers at home, then you go on the road and play San Francisco to start the road trip. You follow that up with a trip to L.A. now, and then when you go back home, guess what? You start your homestand with San Francisco again. This is a 2-week stretch that basically is going to take the Mets out of the playoff race. They're at 500 right now. They've lost 5 of their last 6, and it's just because of the schedule. You're playing 2 of the best teams in baseball in back-to-back series on back-to-back weeks. That's never a good formula. Now, for Walker that's going for the Mets, he had a decent outing last time out. Problem for him is he's got to come back and face the Dodgers in back-to-back starts. That's a huge disadvantage for the pitcher when you got to face a team in back-to-back starts. I think we always talk about, pitchers have the advantage first time around the league and so forth. But when a team gets to face the same pitcher in back-to-back outings, I think it's a tremendous edge for the hitting team, and that's obviously going to favor the Dodgers here. The Dodgers had a cakewalk last night. Talk about a laugher. 9-0 against my Buccos. Never put up a fight at all in that one, so it was pretty much on idle from early on in that game. Whoever they put up there, we're going to be seeing most likely a bullpen session tonight. And still, the Dodgers got better arms, and the Mets aren't playing well. But because it will be a bullpen situation, you're going to see more guys in that Dodger rotation. And then, of course, I expect Walker for the Mets to get hit. The only way I could look at this game, and it's tough to make an over-under wager for sure without knowing the pitching, but I got to look at the over 9 runs in this game. That's the only way I could play it. I'm not going to lay a big number with the Dodgers here, especially on a run line full game, because you're not most likely going to get that last at bat. So for me, it's going to be a pass, but I got a small lean to the over 9 runs.
Been a rough stretch here, this whole Dodgers and then Giants, now back to Dodgers, just 1-5 against these two teams here. But, Dave, what do you think about when the owner comes out and says, quote, "It's hard to understand how professional hitters can be this unproductive"? It's like a la George Steinbrenner again. I thought Steve Cohen's tweet there yesterday riled a few feathers there in that locker room. What do you think about the Mets here tonight heading into Ches Ravine?
Maybe he's trying to fire him up. I don't know. Check the Mets lineup. I don't know if Alonso's going to be playing or not. Walker did get straightened out last time, and that's important. He was having a great season, and then just hit a really bad stretch. And the primary problem was he could not command his breaking pitches. He was just cement mix a curveball or slider, just wasn't doing the job. And he does seem to have figured that out. Not sure what the Dodgers are doing as far as their pitching goes tonight. It looks like it'll be a bullpen game. And again, I keep repeating this because I really don't want anybody to go to the window with what I'm giving you today. I just don't have anything. I would probably take a shot with the Mets at a big price here. Walker, when he's right, can limit anybody, and it looks like he might be back on the right track. So, I mean, it's a long shot to be sure, but I'll lean Mets very lightly.
Keep an eye, too. Dodgers bullpen, guys, 20 innings in its last 3 games. So we'll see. They're going to go bullpen again tonight. We'll see how that works out for them. But that's going to be 10-10 tonight, guys. That, of course, the Dodgers and the Mets. The Mets trying to avoid any more tweets from their owner at this point. And we'll head over to Yankee Stadium. And boy, oh boy, look at this. The Yankees are winning some games, aren't they? And they send one of their hotter pitchers there. Tyone's on the mound here tonight going up against Gant for the Twins here, Marco. What do you think? Yankees keep rolling? Not at $3, but what do you think? Did they keep rolling?
Yeah, the Yankees, ever since they lost that Field of Dreams game last Thursday, they've done nothing but win. And, took the other 2 games against, a good White Sox team when they got back to Chicago, and just continued to roll against their arch rival, Boston, who is absolutely seeing the wheels fall off the bandwagon after a great season to start with. But I look at them, and there's only one way to play this game, and that is to play the Yankees. But you got to find a way to play them, because we're not going to lay 240. That's not a recipe for success in Major League Baseball. Do you want to lay the run line? We're probably only going to have 8 at-bats in this game. That's the only way I can do it, is lay the 1.5 for the full game. Couple things we have here, and I got an angle on Minnesota. You got a real oddity with the Twins tonight. Then this angle has only happened like 45 times in the last 20 years. And that is when it's to fade a team, and in that instance, it's Minnesota tonight, who has a starting pitcher who goes less than 5 innings on average for the season. If in the previous game the bullpen threw 9 innings or more. Now, it's kind of hard for a bullpen to throw 9 innings or more, but it happened last night, and that's why it doesn't happen that often. The game went extra innings, and the starting pitcher for Minnesota only went an inning and a third. So they had to use a lot of bullpen innings last night to get the job done. Now they got to go on the road and play in New York. Well, that angle, although it's only had 45 times that it's happened, it's 35-10 going against Minnesota in that situation. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the 1.5 with the Yankees tonight. Keep the streak rolling. I don't think they'll have a letdown after Boston. That's something that you usually got to be concerned with. But right now, the Yankees can't afford to miss golden opportunities, and they're on a winning streak, and they started scoring runs. When you're getting good pitching and scoring runs, that's a recipe for a winning streak, and that's what we're seeing from the Yankees right now. And one last start on the stat with the Yankee starter, Jamison Taillon for the Yankees. Second half of the baseball season in his career, his team is 37-15. That stat in itself is very strong. But when you consider who he started his career with and how many years he had with the Pittsburgh Pirates, that makes that stat that much more impressive that he is a second half pitcher. So I'll go ahead and lay the 1.5 with the Yanks.
Yeah, it's a totally different pitcher since the All-Star break. In fact, Yankees pitching, Dave, 34 of the last 39 games, 3 or less earned runs. They're getting the job done. The hitting's starting to come around. Are you a believer in this team tonight, though, against Minnesota?
I don't know how I couldn't be. I mean, John Gant he's not the right type of pitcher for Yankee Stadium against this lineup. He walks too many guys, and you put guys on with free passes in Yankee Stadium, you got troubles, especially if you're a righty. So the Yankees figured to get to him. Taillon has been pitching very good baseball for the Yankees. He's figured things out. He's getting all his pitches over now where he wants them. I mean, it's an easy win for the Yankees on paper. The only thing that would hold me up, obviously, is the price. And the fact the Twins are actually playing pretty good ball right now. Maybe they can scratch out some stuff tonight against Taillon. I'll lean to the over in this game. I expect Gant to get hit, and the Twins' offense is kind of cooking right now, so I think you got a chance for some runs tonight at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, 9, even 10-mile-an-hour winds out the center field there tonight as well. So we'll see if they can get some runs tonight in the Bronx. All right, guys, those are the 4 late games here tonight. It'll be time for some best bets. Just want to remind you, though, Marco and Dave, opportunities galore for you guys, not just today, but through the weekend and beyond. Hop on board there. Head over to WagerTalk.com, visit Marco's page, and visit Dave's page. Get ready for some college football, some NFL. A lot of ways to make it a profitable next couple of months, guys, over at WagerTalk.com with these two. All right, Marco, coming to you first. Let me hear it, man. Best bet here tonight. Which game you looking at?
I'm going to go to the one we just finished, Joe, and I'm going to take the Yankees minus the 1.5. Just a bad spot for Minnesota. I already gave you several good stats. I saved a couple for the best bet section, as good as we already said the Yankees are. And Yankees, last 2 seasons at home, after a game where they allowed 2 runs or less, they're 23-5. And Minnesota on the road, after a game this season in which they scored 8 or more runs, they're just 1-8 this season. I'll go ahead and lay that 1.5 with the New York Yankees.
All right, going New York Yankees in this one. How about it, Dave? Which game you looking at?
Well, I don't even like this now the more I think about it. I gave out for the best bet on the show, Mets-Dodgers over. And I actually don't even recommend that right now. So I'm stuck with that as the best bet. If I had to play, I guess Yankees game over would be the one I like the best. But again, one last time, I didn't even come close to betting anything today. If I had, it would have been the Angels-Tigers over, and that is going to be a winner, which I guess I wish I'd have played it. But I didn't. So I didn't play anything. I've been working on college football all day, and and last night as well. And we'll just wait for some good spots in baseball. So play Marco's stuff today in baseball. Pass mine.
All right, there you go. 7:05 for that Yankee game, guys. And, of course, the Mets-Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern time tonight, late game on the East Coast. Make sure you guys head over to WagerTalk.com, though. Grab their best bets all throughout the weekend right now, that both at Marco's page and Dave Cokin's page. And then, of course, make sure you hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Come back and join us again tomorrow as we head into the weekend with a final edition of First Pitch, getting you ready for some baseball heading in. So on behalf of Marco and Dave, guys, appreciate the time. Best of luck with your plays. Tonight, come back and join us again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
As we head into football season, Rob Vino is red hot, picking up 60% in profit for his clients in the past 30 days, cashing 62% of his selections. For a limited time, you can lock in Rob Vino through the end of September for only $249, covering all sports and any 5% best bets. To purchase at retail price, it would cost you $587, but this special offer gets almost 1.5 months of picks for less than the cost of one.